Hello Southies, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ceci and today you're watching another episode of Frozen Hearts. And it has been a minute since I have filmed this awesome Let's Play, mostly because life has just kind of gotten in the way, but we are back at it and it is, as you can see, we are still here at the Alexander estate. Just kind of pull out a little bit so that you can see this house in case you didn't watch the last part. Go watch it real quick. But it is the second day of the Blood Moon Festival, and the Blood Moon Festival is essentially kind of a day or a time of remembrance of, it's like Thanksgiving and Christmas but for vampires. They discuss kind of the history of vampires and all of that. And so yesterday Angelique met everybody that's a part of the Alexander clan, including Ceci here. She's already met Amelia, she met Knox, and then she met Mr. Handsome Simon, and of course she got to meet Roderick, who is sort of the, I guess, the dad, you could say. He's turned all of these lovely people, except for one, which we'll kind of get into that a little bit as Angelique gets to know everybody. But we have Rodrick here, and Rodrick is sitting down talking with Angelique. Of course, one of John's fears was for Rodrick to kill Angelique because he didn't go through the proper channels, which would be to go to Roderick before turning Angelique. But that's not happening. Actually, Roderick seems very fond of Angelique. Apparently they got a whiff of something bad. And see, he's sitting here sharing with her the Blood Festival. I think he's already given her one gift, but here, let's give her another, and we'll give John a gift as well because John gave him a gift earlier, and we'll just share in the Blood Moon spirit a little bit. And so I think right now Angelique feels safe, she feels comfortable, she's enjoying her time here. Yeah, he's kind of sharing with her the memories of the Blood Moon Festival. And so we're gonna have him sit down and kind of explain to Angelique what the Blood Moon Festival is. And Roderick is actually explaining to Angelique that vampires are the result of a spellcaster's spell gone wrong. A spellcaster who wanted to become immortal and used a spell or crafted a spell to make that happen. However, it didn't happen. Or he did become immortal. That spellcaster became immortal, but the price was to thirst for, this is all extremely interesting to Angelique. I'm trying to figure out, what is this smell? Oh, someone didn't do their dishes. Someone needs to come and grab up these gross dishes. We'll have Ceci do it. She's kind of the mom. Ceci's kind of the mom of the group. Okay, so Angelique, I think right now, she's definitely in a happy place. Probably happier than she's been in a while. She feels really at ease, especially with Roderick. Roderick has this ability to make everyone feel calm and feel relaxed. But I know that Roderick does want to sit and kind of talk with John a little bit. And so I think what I will have happen, or what is going to happen, is poor Amelia is being given the task to kind of babysit Angelique while John and Roderick go and have a conversation in his study. Okay, so now we're here in the study, and as you can see, their relationship, they were once very romantic. They were in a relationship, as I described in previous parts. It was very toxic. It wasn't a good relationship, but it was a relationship. So they have not seen each other in several decades. And we have Roderick here that's just kind of talking to John, letting him know, look, everything is fine. I'm just happy that you are back here at home with us. and you know that I support you and I love you and I care about you, which, is making John happy. But, he also feels sort of obliged to kind of apologize for changing Angelique, but he's telling him, look, I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. If I didn't change her, I was going to be pretty much outed. And Roderick is letting him know, I don't understand why you didn't feel comfortable to come to me, because you know how much I care about you. You're my John, and I never want anything bad to happen to you. And of course, this is definitely making John happy. And for John, a lot of those feelings that he had while Roderick are definitely being stirred right now. It's not really something that he necessarily wants, but it is what it is. It's just, he can't help it. He's around Roderick, and those feelings just start to swarm back around him, right? It's unavoidable. Angelique and Amelia are here, still in the living room, and Angelique notices a interesting photograph. And so we have this photo here of what looks to be Roderick and then another woman. And so Angelique is going to ask Amelia, who is that woman? And Amelia is going to explain that is Duquesne. Duquesne was essentially Roderick's other half, his wife, for lack of a better term. And she used to live here, and she's going to explain that actually Ceci, who is in the kitchen, was turned by Duquesne. She wasn't turned by Roderick, unlike everybody else. She was turned by Duquesne. So Ceci comes in and said, yes, Duquesne was my maker. And of course, Angelique wants to know what happened to her. Where is she? And so they explain that they don't know where she is. That a couple of 100 years ago or so, Duquesne just left. Didn't explain why, just walked away and left. But they have their theories. Mostly that something happened between her and Roderick. And that thing that happened between them was just so kind of heartbreaking that Duquesne just left. And Angelique can kind of sense the sadness in Ceci when it comes to that. She kind of senses the heartbreak over that. And for Angelique, this kind of thought sort of came into her mind of leaving John, or John leaving her. It kind of felt a little scary. She's got just, it was a fleeting thought. It wasn't something that kind of stuck in her head, but just the idea of John leaving her and her not having him, it kind of scared her a little bit. And so Ceci is kind of explaining that, yeah, Blood Moon Festival is really hard for her to be away from Duquesne. It's probably the hardest time of the year is not having Duquesne here, but it's something that she's learned to deal with. And of course, she's got Amelia and everybody else, so that's been sort of a comfort to know that they're her family and they're here for her and they're never going to leave her. But she is confessing that being without Duquesne, it is difficult, and she has been struggling without her. It looks as if Rajic and John are rekindling some romance in the closet. Well, that's happening. That is totally happening right now. And there we go. There we're out. But we've got someone that was watching, someone that was paying attention. Simon. Hey guys. What's going on? Nothing. Nothing's going on. So yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of a rekindle. They couldn't keep their hands off of each other. It's kind of funny. What's funny is I was wondering if that would happen, because like I said, they've got that kind of back and forth. As you see, Roderick is erratic. He's not the most reliable person. But it is late. Let's see. What can we do we still haven't reminisced or shared any memories. Kind of been waiting for that interaction to pop up, but it's not. Just complaining about the, the Blood Moon Festival and sharing in the Blood Moon Festival spirit seem to be the only thing that pops up. Okay, so Angelique has found herself outside with Roderick here, and she and Roderick are just kind of chatting. Of course, he's trying to get to know her a little bit better, and she's trying to get to know him as well, because he is definitely mysterious and a total mystery to her, and is kind of scary, sort of scarily beautiful, right? And so Roderick is just talking to Angelique about his sort of philosophy of life, to take time in moments such as these to sit in silence, because sooner or later there's going to be a turn. Life is a pendulum, and it's going to swing back and forth. And he's just talking to her about that, as far as he's just giving her kind of advice about being a vampire. One piece of advice that Angelique wants to know is how to get through to John. And of course, he's like, John is an old soul, and just take time, and you know, he cares about you. He wants what's best for you. Just listen to him in his direction. And of course, she's upset about being away from her family, and Roderick's explaining, you know, I don't even remember my family life, what life was like before I was a vampire. So I understand your pain, but in time, you will forget. And of course, this upsets Angelique, but Roderick doesn't seem to understand why that would upset her, but it is an upsetting thought that she will forget her family as the years go by. Okay, so we are here. Simon is extremely thirsty, and he's also extremely annoyed. One person that Angelique has not met is this woman, Cassidy Whitman. And Cassidy Whitman is actually not a vampire. She is a human, and she lives here at the house with the other vampires, and as well as a couple of other people who we have not seen or talked to. And so Simon is here. He's feeling thirsty. He's sitting and he's chatting with Cassidy, and he's asking Cassidy, hey, do you mind if I have a drink? And Cassidy's like, sure, go ahead, because this is essentially what she does, what she's here for. And as soon as he asks that, Angelique comes waltzing in and is seeing this sight of Simon doing something to this woman, and all of a sudden biting her, which immediately freaks Angelique out. So Angelique is watching this happen, and it freaks her out completely. Angelique goes running out of the house. John goes out to chase her. So John has come out to chase Angelique, and he's saying, look, what you saw back there, he was just taking a drink. That woman was willing participant. And of course, Angelique's like, no, that's crazy. He bit her. He bit her neck. That's not right. And he's saying, look, it isn't right. But this family, this is what they do. They drink people. This is what you drink, the plasma. But he bit her. He could have killed her. And he's like, he didn't kill her. She's fine. I promise you, Angelique, she's fine. And Angelique, of course, is freaking out. She's like, I can't do this. I can't be here. I can't be with you. I need to find my family. And John is trying to explain to her, no, you have to stay. The sun will come up any minute. You have to stay here. Like, no, I'm not staying here. I'm not staying here. Not even a second longer. Not even a minute longer. And he's trying to say, Angelique, look, if you'll come inside, let's talk. Let me explain. And Angelique is not having it. She's not having it at all. She wants to go. And so she is leaving the house right now. As you can see, the sun is starting to come up, and John does not think he'll be able to convince her to stay. And Roderick is, of course, he's yelling, letting her know, or yelling, come inside, you have to come inside. The sun is coming up. Angelique is freaking out. She's moving closer and closer to the gate. She is walking away. John is, and Roderick, you know, he's just saying, you have to come inside. You have to come inside right now. Look, they're freaking out about the sun. And John is trying to get Angelique to stay, but the sun is coming up. So he has to make a decision. So she is gone. She is running out. Angelique is running away. The sun is coming up. She doesn't know where she's going. She knows she wants to go find her family. John has been left back at the house. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave this part here. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by way of pressing the like button. Comment. What do you think about everything so far? Let's see. Where's John? What do you think will happen? Where is Angelique going, in your opinion? And if you enjoy this part and you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I try to post every week, and I would love to have you be a part of the Southie family. As always, my name is Ceci, and I promise never to break your game. Bye.